I'm William Wells, and today I'm visiting and talking to an old-time Plano resident, Mayland Reynolds. I'll tell you one thing that comes to mind. I'd like you to tell me about that Chevrolet, the first car you bought. You bought it when you were living here on this place.
We bought it in '25. It's a touring car that had these curtains. You know, you've seen these curtains, these side curtains. It had eyes and glass in the curtains. You know, it's kind of yellow, but you can see through them a little bit. Well, Papa bought one of those, and of course it's right about the dead of winter. You know, and of course time we had the car for, I guess, 2 weeks. Me and Lee had all the isinglass tore out of the curtains, you know. So we had to ride with it with the wind blowing in, you know.
Your daddy know how to drive the car?
Well, he could keep it between the fences.
That's all.
But we, to really learn how to drive, no, he never did learn to drive the thing. But, you know, your brother, John, carried us a lot of places, and John wasn't over 14-year-old, you know, himself, but he could drive so much better than Papa.
I can see that old 1925 Chevrolet now, a touring car.
Yeah.
4-door touring car.
That's right.
I imagine top speed would be about 35 miles an hour.
I imagine it was. That's probably as fast.
I doubt if your daddy ever drove it that
I doubt if he ever got it up to that, but I'm sure he made 20 or 25 in it, most places. Of course, the roads wasn't that good then, you know, between Plano and there when we finally did get the car. So, and if there's ice on the ground, that's another thing, you know. And but we did go to town in it, everything.
Well, that was a custom those days to go early on Saturday evening, and you stayed. You may stay. Well, you stayed till 9 o'clock or 10 at night.
Yeah, I remember.
Everybody left.
I remember going and just like I say.
It wasn't only just Plano; it was all the little country towns around.
Yeah.
That was custom.
I'm sure they all did. Same thing we did. Because
who all do you remember merchants there in Plano? Do you remember Mr. Carlisle?
Yeah, I remember Carlisle Grocery Store. I remember that, and Hedgecoats grocery store, and then Mr. Yeager, you know, had the meat market there. Yeah. I remember.
That's all he sold was meat.
Yeah, meat, but you know, later on, of course, there's some of the grocery stores that
picked up meat.
Picked up meat, and they had a place.
How about Barbara's Bakery?
I remember that.
Boy, that smelled good when you went there.
When you went by the door.
You didn't have much money to spend there, but
no, but I tell you, that was real nice. I remember the Barbers. I knew every one of them.
You remember Mr. Horn had the hardware store up there?
Yeah.
He was the mayor, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
What gin did y'all take your cotton to? You remember?
Well, seemed like was Hughley.
Yeah, Hughley had a gin.
Hughley had a gin. I believe that.
Did you ever take the cotton over on the wagon, or your daddy take it all the time?
Well, sometimes it depended on what time of the week it was. If it was close to weekend or something, why, sometime we'd get to go, you know. In the wagon with him, had a seat, you know, up there, 2 or 3 get on. If you didn't, you rode on the cotton.
Yeah, cotton's a good place
Yeah,
to ride
and
on.
yeah, we got to go sometime if it was late Saturday or something.
I can sit here and visualize now the gins. Man, it may be 100 bales on the yard.
At one time.
24 hours a day.
That's right. They round the clock just
You
about.
didn't have no money out of that cotton until you got a gin and weighed and somebody buy it.
And sold.
Yeah.
That's the way it had to be.
When you got it run through the gin, you took the cotton seed out of it. They went off in a building somewhere, and then the cotton went into a big press, and you probably had about 500 pounds of lint, just lint. Out
of a bale that weighed 1,600 pounds, usually it netted about 500. What you strive for was a 500-pound bale or a little more. Sometimes it'd go a little bit over.
And it'd have a number on it, and also they'd cut a little thing and pull a sample out.
Right.
And that's what they bought it on. They'd have to pull it and get to see how long the lint was.
Yeah, I can remember that.
They'd offer you a certain amount for it.
Yeah, it's so much a pound that.
You and I both remember when this was a cotton country.
It was strictly a cotton country.
Did.
I mean, predominant cotton. Wasn't a whole lot of anything else. It's in the later years before they ever started wheat.
You and I lived in that time. I don't believe there was any race hatred, or is it like any trouble with it? We worked and lived with them and liked them, and they liked us, and you got along.
Yeah, I don't remember ever having any instance where there was any difference, you know, in it. Everybody was treated like they should be, with respect,
and that's paid them,
and that's what
they filled the need, and they wanted to do that.
And they wanted to work because they needed money for food, and that's what they did.
Usually they'd come back year after year, and it got to be kind of like family. I guess I'm thankful that we've been about at least 70 years knowing each other and being together. And
that's right.
We've done a lot of traveling together and shared a lot of fun and memories. And I guess as long as we live, we'll still be sharing these things.
Yep. Europe, Nashville, and everywhere else.
Hopefully our health will be good so we can enjoy each other's friendship.
That's right. We're both getting up there.
We lived through a time here in Plano that very few people left. We're beginning to be survivors.
That's right. That's right.
I'm 78, and you soon to be 77.
77, October 12th.
Lord of mercy, that's going way back.
Yeah, it's going way back, considering.
Somebody said that you had to see where you'd come from to know where you're going.
That's right. That's right. Well, certainly
certainly people like you and your family contributed a lot to the survival and the build-up of this town of Plano. I'd like to go on record as recognizing this, and the tenant farmers and the people worked from sun up to sundown and paid their bills and used the services that Plano had to offer are the real.
That was the way of life, and I'm not for sure that I still think it was a good way of life. I really do. I look back and
we didn't have any crime much.
Looked like at that time we was having a hard time, but I'm not for sure we having the best time of our life back then.
Maybe.
Didn't have a lot of money, but we did have a lot of something to eat.
I want to wrap this up a little bit and tell you how much it's been a pleasure for me to visit with you.
Well, I appreciate getting the chance to come up and talk. That's something I've always been able to do, is talk, and I enjoy it, and I really have enjoyed the whole thing, and I'm sure we could go on and on and on, but
we've about
run out of stuff, so I guess we better kind of close
it out. It's been a wonderful life to have known you the past 70 years, and I think of you more a family than I do a friend, but anyhow, it's been great, and we look forward to many more years together.
I appreciate it.
Thank you much.
You bet. Thank you.